Grand rising, blessings, blessings, shalom, shalom, and Shabbat shalom. It's your girl Jedi, Empress Jedi, the Rebel Rouser, High Priestess of Ma'at. This is a Black Enlightenment production. I'm going to do a morning read here for you on Facebook. Just did one on TikTok. It's a part 1 and 2. Give the card a little shuffle, freshen them up. So I would do these live on YouTube, but whenever I do them, try to do them live on YouTube, I don't know what I'm doing over there. So I do them live here on Facebook. Okay, these guys don't want to go back in. Listen, you guys, you're going to have to come out if you want to come out, okay? None of this like I got to pull you out stuff. All right, the cards are a little stubborn. Maybe it's, maybe I should lead with a different deck. No? Okay. Hallelujah. Lovers of love, truth, wisdom, light, please be with us. Block the windows and the doors from any deceivers, ill-intended spirits, any kind of tricksters, any kind of liars, any kind of sabotagers of beauty. Keep them out, please. Guardian angels, we salute you. All right, let's see what's going on here. Hallelujah. Father, mother, angels, friends, talk to us. What's going on in ethers today? Ooh, okay. Everybody wants to come out together, huh? All right, so the first 3 cards out. Oh, boy. Oh, first, let's determine if we are taking all cards upright or inversions and distortions. Are we taking all cards upright or inversions and distortions, right? Whoops, dropped it too far there. All right, I'm just going to recall that so you guys can see my hand and that I'm not moving the pendulum. All cards upright or inversions and distortions, right? So then what I do is I pull the pendulum up, I release it back down. I don't shake it any particular way. And oh, you guys can't see it actually swinging, can you? That's too weird. Okay, sorry. How did I have the angle so you guys could see it? Okay, there. Keep my hand up here. One more time. All things upright, all cards upright, or inversions and distortions. All cards upright or inversions and distortions. Now remember to keep my hand here so you guys can see it, right? And I'm just going to release that and see which way the pendulum goes. All right, it's giving us all things upright. That was weird. It didn't really want to answer, did it? All right, so of course, we're still dealing with this marriage, this good marriage, right? But it's some things going on here. Inequality, that's a divine feminine, and faith. Inequality, divine feminine, and faith in the center of this reading. Oh, boy. All right, girl, we're talking to you, sis. I think we're talking to you. We've been dealing with this relationship that is apparently in a hiatus right now. Oh, wow, look, this, I didn't even see this one down here that had fallen out. Okay. All right, so it seems like we're tapped back into that energy of this relationship that is not an official relationship, this connection, let's call it, between this, there's a divine masculine and a divine feminine who are in a connection that they have connected, but they have not created any kind of formal relationship. And in fact, they are in a suspended state right now, right? We've been dealing with that as of late, right? So it seems like, but lately we were talking a lot to the masculine, right? We've been reading for the masculine. It looks like today we're reading for the feminine, okay? So ladies, you've been listening to what's been going on, and please know that for one thing, gender is something that's fluid, right? So it could have been that when I say we've been reading for the masculine, it could be a woman who is in the role or position of the masculine in terms of that read. Like this could be, I could be reading for a man in this read who is in his, like in his feminine energy or whatever. But the way that I feel the reading is that I'm talking to you ladies now, okay? I was talking to the gents before, now I'm talking to the ladies, okay? So first of all, we've got inequality. So she's been treated unfairly, right? This divine feminine has been treated unfairly, but she is being advised. Okay, she's been treated unfairly, but she is a person of faith, right? She's a person who probably leads with faith, probably a spiritual person. So that's a good thing. Not that she's been treated unfairly, but a person who is rooted and grounded in their spirituality usually can take being treated unfairly different than people who are not rooted and grounded in their spirituality, because they have a broader perspective, right? And often are able to extend compassion, are able to see from different perspectives, things like that. So faith is a really key component to one's character or self or identity when dealing with inequality, because it helps to respond appropriately to the inequality rather than to simply react, right? Interesting, the cards that have come out are the positions that have presented themselves first are, this is the position of the advice, right? What is the advice that this person is getting? Who's in this person's ear? Or who is in this person's ear, or what is this person getting in terms of that, close confidant, whether that's spirit, guides, whatever. And we have here that this good marriage, right? So she's being told that this is a good marriage, right? She's being told that this is a good marriage, and to have faith that whatever unfair thing happened to her, she needs to have faith. And down here in the hopes and fears position, this is the an official seal, right? So it typically represents someone operating in an official capacity, right? It typically represents government, to be more specific. But it also can represent making something official, right? Like the difference between talking about going to Puerto Rico and purchasing a ticket, right? The talking about going to Puerto Rico is one thing. This is when you've purchased the ticket, right? It's official, right? So coming out in the hopes and fears, I would say that it's likely that this is her hope and not her fear that this would become an official relationship, right? Because she does see it as, or she's actually being advised that it is this is a good thing that she's entering into. And remember, guys, this can apply to things outside of romance, if, but never with tarot or anything, whether it's a sermon or a scripture or anything, nothing advice. Never try to squeeze something and make it fit your life, okay? These things should be confirmation of what you already know you're dealing with, right? All right, let's see what else we got here. Hallelujah. Lovers of truth and wisdom and light. Talk to us. What else is going on here? Wow. Okay, so up here where you guys can't see it, fate. Okay? And it comes up here in the consciousness of this divine feminine. She knows that this is fated. She knows that, which is probably why she's able to apply her faith in how she's responding to whatever unfair thing has happened to her in this relationship, right? And again, guys, this is very interesting because, again, this is another official type of a seal, right? And it's attached to faith, right? So this this reading is looking like it's talking about an actual marriage, right? Because this represents government. This represents authority, right? And also, mind you, for authority to come out with faith also tells us that this is a feminine who does not go against what she knows to be true in terms of the divine, right? Like once she gets a word from God or from her spirit guides, from her ancestors, right? Like that otherworldly influence trumps any and everything else in this woman's life. This is a woman that once she gets a word from the spirit realm, from her trusted spirit team, it's non-negotiable, right? Like it is what it is. And so she's operating within this situation where she's being treated unfairly. With her faith, she's going to do what the divine says to do about that. And she's not going to play any games. Hallelujah. That's a beautiful place. Whoever you are, sis, I salute you. I'm also that kind of a person, right? Now I ain't going to say that I haven't had me some lengthy discussions with the divine. Like, is you sure? And is you sure? But once I'm sure that the divine is sure, there's no questions. There's no going back, right? That's actually one of the reasons a lot of people hate me, because I stand, as they say, 10 toes down, flat-footed, right? Wow, this is interesting. So in this position, this is the position of how this is seen from the outside, right? And welcome to the room. I don't know how to say your name, Parak. Either way, welcome. I hope that you're enjoying the reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you're having a blessed Shabbat if you're a Shabbat observer, or a Saturday if it's just another Saturday. Either way, I hope it's a lovely one. So when you look at this position, this is how is this being seen from the outside? How's the community seeing this? And this comes up, the beautiful woman, right? So it's funny that I flipped that over just as I was saying that being this type of woman is a reason why a lot of people hate me. That's just a God wink for me, if you will. Just reminding me that this is something, the way this woman is something that people find very beautiful, right? People find this way that this woman moves with her faith, the unshakable faith and trust that she has in the divine, as beautiful, right? She's being seen as beautiful, even perhaps the way that she's handling this being treated unfairly, which might be our clue that even the broader community knows that this feminine has been treated or is being treated unfairly. And the way that she's handling that, by holding on to her faith, holding her position, knowing that even though she's being treated unfairly, this is a fated situation that she's in, and it is something that is a beautiful union, right? The community sees it as very beautiful. So this is one of those things where, it's, the scriptures say that the divine will make your enemy your footstool. So maybe someone did something to try to embarrass her, or try to alienate her, or try to separate her and her love in some weird way through scandal or rumors or whatever, right? There's a bazillion ways that this could be playing out. But as the community is looking on and they see that how she's walking in it, in her faith, remaining upright in her faith, not going low, not, getting involved in the rumor game, not slandering people, like all of those things that she's not doing. The community's watching and is gaining admiration for this lady. So whoever you are, girl, you're doing a good job. Salute you. You're doing a good job, because, this is how we want our faith to impact the community. We want our faith to be the thing that people see and are like, wow, that is really beautiful. That's really deep, how that person's faith is causing them to operate, right? You don't want your faith to be the thing that people say, this is why people don't join the church now, or this is why, they ain't nothing but witches. And, you don't want that, right? You want your faith to have a positive impact on the community. So that's what's actually happening here. Now we got a card that's hiding a little bit, right? Hiding behind two cards that wanted to come out, but didn't want to come out. So that's a tricky kind of a thing that happens with the cards. Now we're going to peek at what it's hiding behind. Ooh, wow. Okay. And where are they going? Down here? Okay. Wow. Wow. All right. So this is planning for tomorrow, looking ahead, right? So down here in her subconscious, she is planning for tomorrow. She's looking ahead. And what are the things that are the foundation of that planning? Even the things that were hiding that planning are veracity, which is a commitment to truth, which we've already talked about that, because in the way this lady moves through the world, what messages she gets from the ethers are the truth she's standing on, but also treasure, right? Truth and treasure. Like, wow, girl, listen, I don't know who you are, where you are, but you're an impressive spirit. You are a very impressive spirit, right? Because truth being the treasure that you plan based on, and that truth being truth that you get direct from your spirit guides, direct from the ethers, direct from the Most High, direct through fasting and prayer, or whatever you do, your offerings, your ancestors, whatever it is that you're doing spiritually. It has you so grounded that it is a truth and a treasure that you can bank and plan on, and you do. So this is the kind of person that it doesn't matter what it looks like. She knows that what her spirit team has shown her, what the divine has shown her, that's what she banks on, and that's what she builds on. Listen, now I know this reading is I said that I was talking to the feminine, but let me tell you something. If you masculines are listening, if you're the masculine to this feminine side of the equation, this is a woman you don't want to lose. This is a woman you don't want to lose. I'm telling you now, this is a woman you don't want to lose, gentlemen. This is the kind of woman that builds a happy marriage, because she knows how to go through storms and tests and all of that, and not just go through them, but she can maintain enthusiasm because she has a long view, because she can see with spiritual eyes. So she can see not just the storm, but she can see beyond the storm, beyond the rebuilding. So because she can see beyond the storm, beyond the present moment, that equips her to be able to know how to prepare when storms are coming, how to weather storms, and how to rebuild. She can do all of that when the weather is clear. The storm hasn't even hit yet. Storm hasn't even hit yet. And she already can sense it coming, knows what to prepare, knows how to listen. This ain't the kind of lady you want to lose. This ain't the kind of lady you want to allow to be mistreated, whether it's by you or by your friends or by her friends. This is the kind of lady you protect. All right, gentlemen. All right, so let's get back to it, girl. Let's see what's going on with you. I love you. Whoever you are, I love you. You are my kindred, girl. We cut from the same cloth. I love you. And I'm not just saying, guys, that this is the kind of lady you don't want to lose and all that because I'm this kind of lady, okay? I'm saying it because it's true, okay? Because we don't play about the truth. We don't fool around when it comes to the truth. All right, lovers of love and wisdom, divine guides, Sister Gilgala, beloved, what else do we need to know? All right, 2 cards out. And, all right, girl, so you need to, there's something more that you need to know. In terms of where this is going to a next phase of development for you in some area of learning. Okay? So we talked about the masculine being in the doorway, and this is not for you to push the relationship forward, right? Like if you're in that hiatus, because I'm assuming that, like I said, we're talking to the feminine, that is the other side of the coin to the masculine readings we've been giving. So it's for him to make the move toward you and officiate this thing, right? For him to say, no, I want us, let's make this official. You have to remain in your feminine position of receiving. You can't go and force him, right? Or try to talk him into it or tell him that that the divine said that this is fated and all that. You can't do that to him, right? He has to step into the divinity of his masculinity and present that to you, right? And he's in the doorway right now because he's weighing the community and some of his closest confidants and things like that. It's a mess over there in his world. The storm is tearing his ass up, right? Internally and externally, he's going through a lot. And so he's in the doorway of whether he's going to step through and bring you into his life to calm all of that storm, to weather the end of it and to calm it with him or not, right? But the doorway that you are standing in, once you step through the other door, and notice that we have this official card that is between where you are now and where you're heading. So once this thing is sealed, right? Once this becomes official, and there is the chance that it may officially end up that, Shenhaila. Okay, no, I won't even say that. There is no chance. It's fated. There is no chance. Okay, this has to come together. So you are going to then be in a position where you're going to have to relearn a lot of stuff. Like you're going to be in, like I think of the Aladdin song, A Whole New World, right? Like, yeah, he's going to be showing you a whole new world, right? You are going to be, whatever life you had before, whatever you had going on, whatever you thought you knew about the world, it's going to be time, once this thing is sealed, it's going to be time for you to learn everything new. Like everything new, everything is going to be new. Because you're dealing with a divine masculine, and so you're going to have to learn how his world works, right? You have to learn how his world works, right? And so be prepared for that. Be prepared. So don't cause unnecessary trouble going forward by trying to refer back to any references, relational references, community references, like anything that you have known about the world and how it works is not necessarily going to be relevant when dealing with this masculine and how his world works. Stay in a position of information gathering and learning, okay? That is going to be your strongest position going forward, okay? So if you're not prepared for that, because that's a tower in and of itself, you might want to, pray. Pray for strength, girl. Interesting. Now there's two things interesting about this. It's in a kind of a position that links the community with what happened, and it's what it is, right? So this is wise investment, right? And not wise, we're not talking about wise energetic investment. We're talking about wise money investment. Okay. This is like someone who, donates to good causes, someone who creates, ethical businesses, right? It's it's use of resources that produces, results for the greater good, right? So that's attached to the community and how we got here. So the community seeing this lady as beautiful, a part of what they see about her beauty is that they know that this lady kind of has a Midas touch, right? She, where she puts her resources are places that the community sees is valuable, right? So this is a lady, this is like not the kind of lady who, not saying we can't have nice fancy things, right? But this is the kind of lady who, if she had, let's say somebody gifted her $10,000 and said, go do anything you want with it. This is not a lady who's going to go out and buy herself a $5,000 bag and a $5,000 pair of shoes to match necessarily. This is the kind of lady who would, put that $10,000 either a down payment on a property, or is going to help a friend start a micro business, or help a few friends start micro businesses, or is going to start some kind of charity that she's going to oversee that's going to have a real impact, right? This is that kind of lady. And so that is also a part of why the community sees this lady as so beautiful. It's not just her faith and her commitment to truth. It's also, and remember, we saw treasure down here. So it's also how she uses her money that the community sees as beautiful, right? People are watching. So people are watching this lady. People are watching this lady. People are watching you, girl. People are watching you. Hallelujah. Lovers of truth and wisdom. Talk to us. All right. Okay, there's a hidden truth here. The hidden truth is that this lady is more fragile than she comes across, right? And that is why that's why she needs a divine, masculine, because of that protective nature, right? The hidden truth about this lady is that she's more fragile than people know. So, when she's treated unfairly, although she's able to do all those things that I talked about in terms of, being really grounded in her spirituality and being able to move through it in a way that others are not able, it hurts her more than people know. It hurts her. It hurts her more than people are aware. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, what else do we need to know? What else do we need to know, lovers of truth and wisdom? Talk to me. Now that's interesting. That is interesting. This comes in a sort of, again, just kind of like this one in this weird position. So it's kind of in the position of her strategy, but it's also in the sort of closer to what's on her mind, right? And this is an interesting card to fall there because this card represents, and we also dealt with fragility here. Okay, all right, girl, we're getting into your heart now. Okay, it looks like we're entering into your heart space. This one is like sweetness doesn't last forever. right? So like, I have the image of cotton candy. If you've ever had cotton candy, right? It's amazing. It's so cool. It's like this big fluffy ball of absolutely nothing but one like millisecond of sweetness, right? And so I do not know why that is falling here in this position of her strategy. Sweetness doesn't last forever. Sweetness doesn't last forever. And it's not a statement about sweetness itself that doesn't last forever. It is saying it represents the kind of sweetness that doesn't last forever, right? So what is that saying? Can you give us insight into that, please? I don't know why that's falling in this position. Oh, okay. Okay. Because she has to learn to protect herself. She has to, okay, the divine masculine, yes, he does need to come into her life to protect her, but she has to learn to protect herself. She cannot stay in a position that's so sweet to other people that she doesn't protect her own heart, right? So this is a feminine who has probably developed such a high level of empathy for others that she may be failing to have empathy for herself, okay? Which is why that's a truth. Her fragility is a hidden truth. People don't realize that this lady is as vulnerable as she is. And she may be denying that vulnerability. And in denying the vulnerability, she may be blocking that masculine. She might, okay. Talk to us. Can you clarify what's going on here? Lovers of truth and wisdom, divine ones. Can you tell us more about that? Okay. It relates to this. Okay. Wow. Yeesh, this is getting complicated, guys. I hope you guys have time this morning because this is getting interesting. Ay. That's another official seal. This one though represents freedom. Freedom, fragility within this good marriage is why she can't be sweet always. Freedom and fragility within this good marriage is why she can't be. Oh, okay. Yes. All right. I understand. So perhaps part of her being treated unfairly may be because she's being expected to always be sweet, to always be gentle, to always be kind, to always be giving, to always be loving. And what that doesn't allow is an authentic expression, right? So while your nature may be sweet, kind, empathetic to others and all of that, when you're building a good marriage, a good union, a good partnership, a good best friendship, any of these things, it can only last as long as the members involved are authentic. And so being seen as a divine feminine, often People want to lock divine feminines into this. If you're such a divine feminine, how could you cuss that person out? So, how could you lay somebody so bare, right? And that as if when she moves into that kind of energy, right, when she operates in her divine masculine energy, because all of us contain divine masculine and feminine energy. While we may have a very feminine nature, you best believe that there are masculine aspects of yourself, right? And while you may operate in your masculine nature, you best believe that there are feminine aspects of yourself. And that is right. And it is wise and critical to a developing soul to develop both your masculine and feminine traits within yourself, because if you don't put as much work into properly developing your masculine and feminine traits within yourself, then they become problem areas. Okay, so this feminine needs to learn how to balance the masculine side of herself so that when she steps into it and operates in it, she's in control of that. Because that is going to give her the freedom to express her masculine side freely within the context of the relationship and just within herself, right? So this is, I knew we were getting into your heart space, girl. All right. So that is work for you. That's work for you. And probably a part of what you're going to be learning in this scenario, right? But it's going to be liberating for you. It's going to be liberating for you. And it looks like this marriage is where you're going to finally be free to do that, right? So what that looks like if I'm like, I don't know if I'm making sense, but like, for instance, I can use myself as an example for this, okay? Like, for instance, I am a person who is, I'm usually very accommodating of others, right? But when I feel like blatantly and intentionally disrespected in a big way, I get triggered, right? I'm talking about triggered, y'all. And I go to such an angry and mean place, right? That it is evident in those moments that I am not operating in developed or a high form of my divine masculine quality. It becomes a defiled masculine or a distorted masculine quality. I need to learn to be able to stand up for myself when I am blatantly disrespected without having to go to the extreme of laying someone as bare as I have been known to lay them, right? Like, I need to be able to say, I'm sorry, but I don't accept that disrespect. And, if you're going to continue to disrespect me, I'm going to need you to stay away from me without having to be like, you dirty, low down MF, I don't know who the F you think you talking to. I don't know who the F you think you playing with. Right? So that's this kind of work. Right? It's not masking and being like, oh, okay, and letting people disrespect you, right? It's being able to handle your masculine energy in a controlled way, in a divine way. Is that making any sense, girl? So that's probably a big part of what you are going to have to learn, because a divine masculine is not the man that is going to accept like I'll just using myself as an example, a divine masculine is not a man who is going to accept, somebody, even if it only happens, let's say once every 4 years, right? But on that year 4, on that bad day, for me to cuss everybody out in the whole bank because they playing with me, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not something that's acceptable to a divine masculine. Okay. So, yeah. All right. Is there more? Is there more that we need to know, divine ones, blessed ones? Is there more for this reading? Okay. 2 more cards. I don't know how long this reading is, guys. I'm paying absolutely no mind to the clock. I am just going to read it as it comes out. All right. So more about this. Did this one come out first? I think this one came out first. More about this here. A strategy. Right. Exactly. She's got to be intentional. You've got to be intentional, darling. Okay. Whoever you are, you've got to be intentional about how you manage yourself when you move out of that sweetness, when you have to move into the place where you have to be firm, where you have to assert, your own desires, or when you have to defend yourself or others. You have to be strategic. This is right now, I'm in my own backyard, y'all. I'm just, just for transparency's sake, I'm in my own backyard. Now, I don't know about the rest of the reading and how it pertains to me or not. But this part right here is, physician heal thyself. Okay. So we girls, okay, we have to learn to take a more calm and strategic approach to how we operate when we are not in our sweet, loving, nurturing space. Okay. We should not feel like we have to teach ourselves to always be able to stay in that sweet, loving, nurturing place. That is not what we're looking to develop. What we're looking to develop is how, when we move out of that sweet, loving, nurturing space, when we have to be the one that draws the line, we have to learn to do that more strategically. Right? All right. I'm saying we because I'm telling you that this particular part of this read is, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling convicted. Okay. Now, another thing that's kind of hiding is related to faith and the authority of faith. And it's complicated. It's complicated. Right. Right. So this isn't necessarily going to be an easy process, girls. Okay. This is going to take some unpacking. I am absolutely sure that this is a lot of what you are going to be learning in this next phase of your journey. This is your next big thing to learn. And it's not necessarily going to be easy. All right. I'm just telling you now, it is not necessarily going to be easy because it's going to require you to completely redefine the way that you do battle. Right? It's like you were trained as an archer, but now you're in a war and you don't have your bow and arrow. But so what are you going to do? Well, I'm an archer. Well, but there's no bow and arrow here. So you have to learn you got to learn a new way to fight, right? Now you got to learn hand-to-hand combat. Or you're a trained warrior, but you're used to hand-to-hand combat. But this war, we fight, we don't go all up close to them people. We're archers. What do you mean archer? Archer? No, man, we punch people in the face. No, we do not punch people in the face here. Here, they stand on their side, we stand on our side, and everybody shoots arrows. Now you got to learn archery now, right? So, yeah, boy, all right. All right, and I am accepting this challenge for myself. Whether or not there is a divine union floating around in the ethers for me, and I accept that too, that somewhere there is a divine union floating around, a fated divine union floating around in the ethers for me. I accept that. You know, it got to be somewhere, right? That I desire it means that it exists. And yeah, maybe, ladies, maybe that's the key. Learning that is the key to that divine masculine even coming toward you, right? Who knows? All right, let's see. Is there more? Lovers of truth and wisdom and light and bliss. Is there more from this deck? All right, that's going to be the last one I pull from this deck. We're going to switch over, and I think I'm going to use a deck that I haven't used on camera yet. Stability, security, safety. This is a fort, right? This is a fort, and it's falling on this faith and this inequality. So this is her next, and interesting that I just mentioned warfare and stuff, right? So this is her next level of protection against being treated unfairly, is a new way, a more advanced way of handling herself in those situations. This is her next spiritual skill, right? This is her next spiritual level up, is learning a new way to handle unfairness, okay? And it will create for her a next level of stability. Now this deck, I like this deck. These are cool because they're, as you can see, they're transparent, right? These are Indinkra symbols. These ones are loosely based on tarot system. Yeah, more or less based on the tarot system. But these are just images that I created myself, right? Like clouds there. We've got a snake, right? We've got a volcano. I know they're a little hard to see on the camera because they are transparent. So when they fall out, I'll put them up so you guys can actually see the images themselves. But I like this deck. I like all these decks. I mean, why wouldn't I? I made them, right? So let's see. We're just going to give a little shuffle to warm them up. Give a little shuffle to warm them up. Ooh, they're hot. They don't need to be warmed up. Okay. All right. Talk to us. Is there more? Would you like to clarify? Okay. We have coming out. I believe that you're Jupiter, aren't you? Oh, y'all forgive me. I'll be having, I'll be mixing up the planets and stuff in the houses. I'm not, you know, as much as I love Gilgala, who is the first Nazarene to develop a system of using cards for divination, and is also the first master astronomer. I love Gilgala. She's probably somewhere shaking her head at me all the time because I do not do super good with knowing the astrological houses and the, you know, the different astrological signs and the planet symbols and all that. Y'all, I'll be struggling, okay? But I think I'm right. Let me look over here. Yes, I am right. Wow, Pluto. Do you guys know what Pluto represents? And falling down here in this, you know, freedom, this fragility, this veracity, right? This truth, this unrelenting truth. You know what Pluto represents? Pluto represents transformation. Pluto represents metamorphosis, right? Pluto, the perfect symbol of Pluto is the chrysalis that the caterpillar goes in to become the butterfly, right? Like a butterfly, caterpillar, chrysalis, butterfly. That is Pluto in essence, right? It's, you go in one way, you come out another, right? So that is a really beautiful confirmation for what we were just talking about in terms of the heart space of this divine feminine. it's going to be scary, right? Like, imagine being in the war and, pardon me, you're a trained archer and now you've got to do hand-to-hand combat, right? Like, you've got to learn a whole new way. It can be scary because you feel unprepared. You feel vulnerable, more vulnerable than you've felt before, because you've always had your bow and arrow. And you know, if you got your bow and arrow, you know, you could take an enemy out from a mile away, kind of thing. But now you've got to get up close and personal with the enemy. And, you know, you don't know how to karate chop them or punch them in the throat, or you ain't, it's very unsettling, right? And so hang on to your hat, girls. But if, you know, for this part of the read, know that I'm in the struggle wagon with you, okay? Because this is definitely convicting to me, okay? But yeah, Pluto, I mean, what's left to say about that? Okay? This is a major transformation for you. So I think that that's beautiful, though, because since this is leading to a fated divine union, a fated and beautiful, blessed divine union, this divine masculine, who is your counterpart, is going to be unified with a you that no one else has ever seen or known. He's going to be bonding with a you that you haven't even necessarily seen or known. Probably at least not in many, many years, perhaps even many, many lifetimes, depending on how long you have been operating the way that you've been operating, right? And this isn't even saying that the way that you've been operating is necessarily bad, right? It fit for a phase of your life. But this is a new phase, girl, and you have to be a new woman to walk into it, to fit into it, to fit through this door to this new reality with this, in this divine fated union. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right. So, have we understood? Or is there something we've missed? Okay, put my hand in the camera so you guys see that I'm not shaking it with my hand. Well, my hand isn't the sturdiest, so there is a little shaking going on in my hand, but you see that I'm not moving the pendulum in any particular way. Okay, we've understood. Is that all? Or is there more? Is that all? Or is there more? That's all. Yeah, I figured when Pluto came out that was like the final word. Okay, guys, we're going to call that a reading. I hope that this blessed someone. Look at I just happened to look down at the bottom of the deck and look at what I pull out. Oh, you can't really see it. Let me see, maybe if I do that. The color is faded, but it's a man and a woman on a heart. That's that image. Wow, that is a sweet little punctuation. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Wow. Wow. Okay. Beautiful. So I hope this helped you guys. If you would like a personal reading, hit me up. It may be longer or shorter, or who knows? I don't know. I don't even know how long this one was, but you can hit me up if you'd like a personal reading. I'll be happy to do that for you. If you would like to support me and the channel, please head on over to Amazon Books and type in my name as it appears on Facebook, and please purchase any or all the books there that I've written. I just started a new book yesterday, guys, and I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited. It's one that I've been sitting on for a long, long time, so I'm excited. But yeah, please support me by purchasing my books. I'm not opposed to people giving donations, but I'd much rather you make a purchase, okay? And so do look for me Monday morning for the morning session. I didn't do it Friday, but I plan to do it Monday. But I may get on later and do an evening read, depending on what the spirits say. If I don't get on and do an evening read, I will probably do one, almost surely do one tomorrow morning, which is Sunday. So be looking for more of these general collective readings in the future. And thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I hope this helped you. And for those of you ladies who are in this bag with me and having to redefine yourself completely, enter into it with enthusiasm, girls. You know, rebirth is cool. You know, life is cool as a caterpillar, but I am wholly and entirely convinced that it's got to be cooler as a butterfly. You dig me? I love you guys. I'm Jedi, Empress Jedi, the Rabble Rouser. This has been a High Priestess of my aunt, mind you. I don't know why I wanted to forget that. This has been a Black Enlightenment production here at Black Enlightenment. We're broadcasting consciousness. Go be great, y'all. Remember, authenticity is righteousness. Most High be glorified, magnified, and praised. Thank you so much for tuning in. Shalom. Uh-oh. Now I can't. Oh, there we go.